messing around. We know you guys did this last time, but it's our game tonight.
And this is the type of stuff, Hammer, that we like to see because they don't take the foot off the gas at all.
Well, and what you said before, if you're a Kings fan, I think if you're a basketball fan, you can sit back and say, that is a good brand of basketball. They've got a nice team, play the right way as we see those top scorers. But it was a 60% from the field for the Sydney Kings, and they did it because they got so much in transition. They still shot the ball well. We saw the 23 assists. That slowed down a little bit in the second half, but they're a really unselfish team that likes to defend, easy transition, 103 points. Had they kept everyone in the game, they probably could have 110.
Well, they were dominant. They won 10 in a row, and now we're about to see the second of our Hungry Jacks NBL doubleheader today. Brisbane and Adelaide are next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse. This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
Fillmore blood, tough, fadeaway two, Lamar, crowd up out of their seats, the turnover. Brisbane have struggled the last 5, 6, 7 games with slow starts. How do you fix that as a coach? I've got some suggestions myself, but I want to hear yours.
It starts with the players. For me, you've got to come out with a mindset. You spoke about Jason Kadee, and he just made a great assist there, so good start for them. But I want to see him get a bit more aggressive as well. He doesn't look to score as much, and he plays his best basketball when he gets a piece of the paint. As we see Johnson lining it up for his second three to start the game. This is the sort of game I like because we're only going up by threes.
That's right. I agree. But I thought after watching these guys, it looks like sometimes they've lost the spark. And as a coach, maybe you need to go to some guys on the bench first to start. I mean, yeah, you give the guys their minutes, but maybe if you start with a different five, you give those guys who start a little kick of a
I think too, listening to Franks, when we talk about, we've got Sobey out, that's okay, but now it's your job as an import. You've got to step up. It's like, now I'm going to make it happen. And I'm going to give the crowd something to be able to get excited about, because that's his job as a pro, to be able to overcome an injury.
Winners. Cleaned up his own miss. Johnson for three from three. That's no good. Ditch will run it down. Give another opportunity to Adelaide. Can't take it.
Patterson's the other one too. He's had a decent year when you look at the stats.
he's not the balance of the first year guy.
Well, I still don't think he looks as fit as what he was the first year. I know he stayed here in the off-season and everything else. And, he can come and have 30 tonight. But he doesn't look like he plays with the energy and the desire of a guy that's really hungry as a pro to be able to make a statement and go to the next level.
Kadee, step back, 3. Lillard got a call for it. And Jason Kadee, early doors, and Nissan Arena's got a couple of threes to go down.
I've seen him do this. When we were in Sydney in practice, he can get going.
So he's capable of it. Why does he go through patches where he just refuses to shoot?
Withers, right back at it, can't finish it. Ted's kept it alive. And again, offensive rebounds. 3 are ready for Adelaide. Withers ends with a reverse layup, little number clutch. Witness got him on the way past. That'll count.
Matapos mawala ng halos 2 araw, natagpuan na ang parish priest ng isang simbahan sa Rosario, Cavite. Buhay mo siya pero nakagapo sa loob na sasakyan.
Tell you what, 3 offensive rebounds already. We better get in the glass.
3 assists already. Mitch McCarron.
Pinutupan niya live ni James
That's the balance for me he spoke about.
Iba at patuloy ang isinasagot ng investigasyon ng Rosario Cavite Police para matukoy kung sino ang salarin sa pagkapos sa parish priest ng Rosario Cavite na natakbuhan kanina matapos na lang parang mawala. Hindi raw sila titigil hanggang hindi natutukoy kung sino ang nasa likod nito.
Saan pa kayo galing?
Matapos hindi mahagilan ng halos 2 araw, natagpuan kanina na nakagapos sa loob ng kanyang sasakyan sa Sinang Cavite, si Father Ruben Peregrino, ang parish priest ng Holy Rosary Parish sa bayan ng Rosario. Nang siya, pero tila walang malay. Pinala si Father Peregrino sa ospital sa Laguna para maipagamot. Ayon sa mga pulis at kanyang kaanak, magmumula si Father Peregrino. Bumiyahe siya papunta para
Easy
tuloy ang
basketball,
kanina
smart
na
basketball,
ng
backdoor.
may nakakita pa sa kanya sa kasunduhan malapit sa isang mall at habang palabas sa isang mall. Iniimbestigahan pa kung ang sunod na nangyari kay Father Peregrino at kung paano siya napunta sa sila. Ikinagulat naman ito ng mga nakakakilala kay Father Peregrino. Sabi ni Salvador Azuela na nagtitinda sa labas ng post ko sa parish para itatawag ng parish priest ng simbahan si Father.
I'll be more interested for CJ Bruton when he gets a chance to be able to pick his own team. This is Jeff Fett running it to the ground. So we'll learn more about CJ next year when he gets a chance to recruit the imports that he wants and the style of
Investigasyon ng
play
pulisya sa insidente.
This is where it's a little bit of side, but this is Sam Kenny's team. So I'm not sure this is probably more on the Kenny for next year than it is on their coach. Because which direction do they want to go and do they sign a free agent? They're not a free agent like Sobe.
Well, Coach came back. Stepped on the jump a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, they did Jason Creek. They're going to get Sobe back and they're getting Golding, right?
Iba at kasalukuyang nasa ospital pa ang pari para sa ating bisita. At yan muna ang leader mula rito sa mga tao sa commitment sa ilan.
John Aguilar is good. John, what do you got for us, mate?
Guys, I was just going to say, Coach Duncan, before the game when I spoke to him, obviously they're assessing the team and seeing who deserves to come back next year. When you have turnovers like that, or a turnover and or getting stops and not rebounding, that's not help your case to come back next season, that's for sure. Kadee, though, he's definitely helping himself. He's one of the 2 players signed for the Bullets next year.
4 from 4 to kickstart the day. Thank you, John. For Jason Kadee, he's got 12. McCarron just walks into a little opening. Flair drops it down. We're tied at 14. Nearly halfway through this first quarter. Nissan Arena champion round.
He needs your pep talks every game. Because he's called for it.
Bang!
5 in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Thank you very much. That is the aggressive Kadee that we know he is capable of being able to do.
And they need it every night.
And I like the fact, Copes, you teach him this, when you're hot, you jack it.
That's right. Well, and you can't go under the on-ball screen after you've hit 4 threes in 4 minutes.
Can't go to the screen if you get 2 in 4
This
minutes.
might be a new NBL record. We're going to SodaStream shot chart shortly. We'll have a look at. We're not even 5 minutes into the game. Have a look at this. So we've got to bring it out. 5 of 5, and he's making all of the court where he wants to go.
I'm chasing.
He's going to go for an NBL record. Now, when you start like that,
100%. Yeah, I know you're a willing passer, Jason. Come out and do the right thing, but you better look at that ring as well. Get it up, son. Jason's winning. He's beating by himself.
5 or 6 at the 3-point line. If you ever listen to CJ Bruton.
see, my mentality, you make 5 out of 5. You got 5 free ones now.
That's right.
You got 5 hit checks. Before you need to really start, pulling it back.
And you missed those 5. You're shooting 50%.
Yep.
That's a hell of a game.
There we go.
You missed 6.
Reassess
Still
things.
play okay. That's right.
I remember when Dave Barlow was playing for the Melbourne Tigers. I think he went like 13 for 13. It might be, the stat man will probably be able to tell us, it might be the most shots made out of this. But then he didn't shoot, I reckon, for the last 6 minutes. And I couldn't get it. I'm like, mate, you got a whole lot of free ones there. You got to get that thing up. Don't worry about the percentages.
Dench inside. Using that left hand again. He's done it a couple of times now. He's got 5.
Probably the reason why neither of us ever went 13 for 13, by the way.
That's right.
That Dupamore brought in the guard. This man Kadee, 5 of 5.
And Dupermont's been really good as well. I like when he comes in and plays a point and he puts McCarron at the 2 spot, because then McCarron can focus a little bit more on his offensive.
Did you arrive in Australia and play against his dad?
No, I didn't.
That was before your time? His dad was unbelievable. He was, he looked like nothing. He like 6 foot skinny guy that looked like he couldn't really run, a bit knock-kneed and pigeon-toed or whatever, and he was incredible. Then you could put points on the board quick and talk about it too.
Kadee.
He's listening.
There you go.
He is. Hikma. Again,
That's right.
was great on Thursday night coming off the bench against Illawarra and has continued that tonight.
That's athleticism, man. That is.
Here he is, talking athleticism above the rim, and he wants to push. Growing in confidence every time we see him, and that time just breaking down one of the premier defenders in the league in Sunday Detch and getting to the bucket.
It really was a great move, and you're right. Sunday Detch was a really good one-on-one defender, but he just made it look easy.
Duffermeyer. Got it.
I never understood how the referees can tell a player to get out. Because if you're the opposing team, you want him to stay in there for 30 seconds so you can get the ball back.
5 assists from McCarron.
Kept alive. Another offensive rebound. The ball took another opportunity. And Patterson takes full advantage of it. He gets all the way to the cup. He's got 4. And that is the lead. Duffermeyer, no good. Good look.
The rotation from the Brisbane Bullets, that time Patterson, he was so far away from Duffermeyer who just made a shot. That's unsportsmanlike.
Yes, it is.
It's just unnecessary contact.
I don't understand how players are still arguing.
Yeah.
But the rules are black and white in that. He had no intention of being able to go after the ball, and he wasn't in a legal guarding position. He just deliberately fouled. This like 3-4 years ago.
So it looks like he's arguing that it's not a clear path foul. He's actually arguing the wrong thing.
Yes.
There's no argument to be had, but he's saying it's not a clear path foul. It's like, hang on, Lamar. You still got to at least try and move your feet to pretend like you're trying to get the pill.
And he's played in the league for 3 years. That's my point. You've got to know the rule.
He knows the rules. He's just trying to argue. He knows.
Well, if he knows it, why did he make that play?
It's a little bit of lazy. Being lazy, like you said, you got to move your feet. You got to play play some defense.
But if you're going to be lazy and not play defense, let him go past you. The penalty's too big to give up the free throws and possession. Now, if he gets caught in a difficult situation and it happens again, he's out of the game. We've seen that a few times now too.
What a pass. In the end, Johnson couldn't get it to go. John Iguana, courtside. What do you got about the Brisbane Bullets?
I wanted to throw it to you guys on the deck. You know, that is a momentum killer in my opinion. The Bullets have really struggled to start games well. They start off really hot here. That foul by Patterson, completely unnecessary, but how important is momentum when you're out there on the court? I'll throw it to the coaches at the desk.
Well, momentum is very important. Obviously, Brisbane has struggled, like you said, in that first quarter, and the last thing you want is for someone to slow the momentum down. You got to find ways to get going. And Shane, you're the coach here on the desk. What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously it's critical, but it's play by play. You just need to make good decisions. Harris has been really good coming off the bench. Two really good plays early, that flash and dish to Johnson, and now being able to make something else happen as well as DJ got lost, and there was no one there to be able to rotate and put out the fire.
Leads 5. Franks' first bucket of the night, averaging 23 in the last 7 games. Harris just hands it off. DJ misses the first one clean. No, he doesn't. He tried to clean it up and overshot it. Now we'll push. Franks pulls up 3. Got it.
That's huge. That's a 5-point turnaround. A bucket that we've seen DJ make for the last however
And he should have
years.
made it, and he should have made it.
And then they penalise you with 3 at the end of transition at the other end. 8-point lead for the Bullets.
30 points is too many in the quarter.
Here it is. Johnson had just missed one, but Franks just dribbled into it. McCarron got half a hand. Franks able to get it to go. He's had a nice start as well. 5 points tonight. 5 in a row, in fact, here. Couple of boards. For a man who's played good basketball all season.
He has been consistent.
Any 3 of you guys that want it, get to the 45 and then we can get into it. All right? We're at volume 5 here. Good.
Animated James Duncan, even though they've had a nice start, the Bullets. 12 of 17 from the field, and that includes 6 of 10 from the 3-point line.
He's animated, but there are times when you watch the Brisbane Bullets, you probably need to be a bit more animated. I mean, he's a nice guy, he's a nice coach. There are times when I'm pulling my hair out, or what hair I do have, when I watch these guys play sometimes, and I'm thinking, maybe the coach needs to go off a little bit more, sit somebody down, let them know if you're not playing, then you got to come sit next to me.
8-point lead into the last 60 seconds. Lumberjacks NBL. But a champion round. Shot clock's down to 5. Harris going to be the man that's going to have to get to work. Did enough to be able to draw the foul on Ding Ding.
He just brings an energy, Harris, and he's a good combination normally with DJ because DJ, we know, can get to the 3, likes to post up. Whereas he's a little bit more active, has to flash, has to cut, has to get after those offensive boards. I think they need a little bit of that. They need it at the defensive end. As you said before, Coach, 30 points is just way too many points to be able to give up when you go on the road if you're trying to finish the season on a high.
Both are good. Lead 6. Isaiah Moss in for his first minutes. He's Jigba. Counted by Dufemire. 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Bullets. Cripps, 3. He's going to stay with Brisbane. Bobbled out by Mojave King now. The shot clock's down to 4 because that drew no rim. They'll stay with the baseline. Jigba just drops it to Deng, but he lost little fingertip, and now they'll push the other way. Mojave King, shot clock still a half a second between the shot and game clock. Some blood here for Withers. Definitely according to his mouth. He goes, takes the seat. Daniel Johnson comes back in. Next start. Harris again trying to make things work. Finds Daniel Johnson, who makes it very tough one. Missed a couple of gimmies earlier, makes a little nonchalant. Let's just flip it over the shoulder and see what happens. And I'll tell you what happened. He scored. He's got 8. Bullets led by 4. Quarter time in this arena. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter is next. Samuel. Crept it over the front of the eye. His first bucket of the afternoon.
Done with a bit of peroxide too. I like him already.
Yes, he has.
Frank, Samuel, Moss, Kadee, and Digba. Down this end. Daniel Johnson turns down to 3 and lobs up a little floater. I don't know if that was a pass or what he was thinking. He got it to go.
Harris plays well. You're right, Emma. He's good. He gets him going. He moves that ball. He's active. He finds the open man.
Our man John Guarner is courtside. John, what happened at quarter time? We'll get back to John in a moment. Martin Harris with the offense. And Cole Soto went for his first minutes. Took until the second quarter.
I was wondering where he was. He started last game, didn't he?
Wasn't quite set. Stigbo was trying to fight over it. Nice move. Too easy though, to be fair. As Frank gets all the way to the bucket, he loves that left hand, coach.
He does. He does well. You know, you're right. That's too easy. You can't just let a guy drive from the three-point line all the way to the basket without someone stepping in.
As Moss reaches in. That'll be his first. Actually, he's second now.
It must be hard as a first-year coach, coaching guys that you, like Shane said, you didn't pick these guys. You take what you get, but as a head coach, you want to be able to make that decision on who you want to bring in and who you haven't brought in. So it must be hard as a head coach.
And I think guys that fit the style of play that you want to play.
Right.
You know, I think right now for CJ, he has to be able to work out a style that fits the team he's been given, right? Not necessarily, and that's where I think it'll be interesting next year because we'll get an idea of how he wants to play as a coach and whether he can go and get the players that fit that style.
Right. Samuel the other end, little pick and roll, because he was able to find him with the pocket pass, and he was able to get the little floater to go. He's got 4. There we go, the other end. Have a look at this. A little finesse. And the other end, Mitch McCarron just went to work. As he tries to do off the inbound, that's long. Harris again. Just drops it for Kai Soto. That won't go, but Hiram Harris again, boys. We continue to talk about it. Sounds like a broken record, but his ability to come in as he started last week in his first NBL start and be energize the team with a contagious type of way that he goes about it. But it's the same here. He's coming in, they needed something, be an offensive rebounder keeping the ball alive. At the defensive end, he's working himself into bigger minutes.
Well, he's only got 1 assist, but to be fair, there's been a couple of great passes that he's thrown to DJ in particular. Another chance to get one here after a nice good pass, but he's playing with some really good boys as well. And I reckon every team needs a Harris. You need a scrapper. You need somebody that doesn't need high usage and isn't going to have to take a lot of shots to have an impact in the game.
Somehow got that to go. No Hungry Jacks yet. For the basketball fans of Queensland, here is Samuel. 4 points, great pass. Kadee went back door.
I don't know what we're saying, but Brisbane have done a better job of scoring in this first and second quarter. I mean, because their last 4 or 5 games, they struggled. So whatever Coach Duncan has said to them is worked. And it didn't hurt that Jason got hot early as well.
Harvey King just got caught ball watching. Kadee made a really good read, recognised it out of the corner, and just a great back door.
Franks again, too easy.
The left. See him to the left?
He loves that left over Soto. 8-point lead. 5 offensive rebounds for Brisbane, 7 for Adelaide, giving each of the teams extra opportunities. And Brisbane taking them right now. King got it.
And this is a much different team if Sobe's playing, but Sam McKinnon has to be thinking, how do we hold on to Sobe? Because if you lose a star like that, then certainly hurt you.
Great pass, Daniel Johnson. It was a lead pass to Soto. You've got Hack going up for the 2-hand flush. And there we go. We're here in our FX mic. There's going to be a challenge.
Did the jump ball if it's overtime?
That's a good question CJ Britt asks because the shooter would be. I'm not sure where the ball actually went after he missed the dunk. But I would say it would be a jump ball, although CJ suggesting that he should or his team should hold on to it.
Of course it is. Is that coach?
Let's have a look. Well, if it's there, there ain't much in it.
That certainly did not look like it was a foul. I think sometimes it can look like there's a foul, so the referee guesses there was a foul because there was a bit of a wind-up. And because of the fact that he missed the shot, it's almost like the ref believes that it's a foul. But it wasn't.
No, that's a...
They have to win
It'll
this.
be successful. This will be a jump ball.
Coach challenge is successful. Ball's overturned. Got a jump ball in the centre circle. Brisbane take their time out.
You're on fire, Cam. You're on fire.
I'm having a nice afternoon on the coach's challenge. As I go back to a jump ball. John Guana courtside, mate. What do you got about Adelaide?
Yeah, the Adelaide 36ers gone to this big lineup with Daniel Johnson and Kai Sotto, and it's given the Bullets a bit of problems on the offensive end. Defensively, Adelaide struggling a little bit to match the guard play of the Bullets with their two bigs, but certainly effective play between Sotto and DJ so far since they've gone to the big one.
Not missing a beat courtside, John Guana. Hungry Jacks NBL. Earlier today was Sydney, fairly comfortably over Tasmania.
I'm putting DJ on the box, swing, drop it in, and let him go to work. Because he's a willing passer, so they come with a double team, he will find the open dot. But he's so good on that box. Just simple basketball.
Sotto for three. He just wants to push. Franks. 2 from line, got him on the arm. As he was getting down the hill, he'll go to the foul line for 2. This is an arena, haven't it? How long's this building been around for? Was that a part of when you were playing? They just renamed? Was it been renamed?
No, I think it's relatively new. I went there for the first time calling a Boomers game a few years ago, and really good venue. Great venue. Yep, really good atmosphere there, and it's like it's sort of sunk in a little bit like the old Adelaide venue as well.
The old Bunnings Warehouse, still a powerhouse.
That's the one. But I think it's a good home for the Brisbane Bullets.
What was it hold? 5.5?
I think it might be, it's around 5, maybe a smidge less. Feels loud though when this team starts to get going. Digba wants to run, finds Kadee. He wasn't, well, he was half ready for it, still bobbled it. In the end, it didn't matter. He's having a huge night as Jason Kadee. And Digba again, we spoke about him pre-game. Kadee's got 18. Digba's been coming up the bench, 4 points, 4 boards, throw a couple of assists in as well for the next start. Weakness might have scrapped Kai Sotto's arm.
We've seen a lot of Patterson, haven't we?
No, we have not. Only got the one foul as well. Less than 9 minutes he's played.
Let's assume that Patterson doesn't get picked up by Brisbane. Is there any other team in the league you think picks him up?
I think with the talent that he has, you look at him, but you'd have to get in shape. I'm just keeping it real. We know how good he can be if he's in shape. And I would have to, if I'm a general manager before I sign him, it'd have to be in the contract.
Just quickly, a little loop to you here, because I think it was Kai Sotto that got grabbed by Weakness. Todd Withers was like, look, I'll take these foul shots.
We've all been there.
No, you were just
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, you too.
And players look at me and go, but I'm an old fan.
You know,
I'll help you out. Don't worry.
James Duncan was up to it. There's some confusion here. Now, they're in the bonus. So it should be 2 shots. Or maybe the stats we're looking at here is the...
I think the Mozzie getting a replay to see who was actually fouled.
A bit more advice from the referees there, telling the teams to head to their coaches and have a quick chat.
One of these, isn't it?
No real playoff intensity about the...
Put it in line. You'd be running suicide for me. Get in here, let's go.
John Guana's courtside. He might be able to tell us what's going on. John, what do you got for us, mate?
Yeah, well, on the big screen it said 14 fouls for Brisbane. The Bullets bench was saying that it was 14 fouls as well, so there was a bit of confusion thinking whether it was the 4th or the 15th foul. Obviously now it's the 5th. Nice little side note though, Head referee Vaughn Mabray getting a bit of love from the crowd here. There was a Vaughn chant. Shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Vaughn, I can't believe it
I
either.
can't either. Is he from Brisbane or something?
I have no idea. Withers makes the second. It might have been after the successful challenge, maybe. I do not know.
I remember him saying, "I was gone" or something.
Straight down the middle, goes past Tupamar and lays it in. It's 2 points. His first of the night. That leads 11. Sotto inside, guarded by Samuel, got the height advantage here. You got it to go on the little jump hook.
Good take by the big fella.
Go back to it.
Witness wide open, nothing but Brisbane air.
Didn't even look like it was going, did it?
And Dets is going to try and make it pay the other end. He can't. Dufamar keeps it alive. Can Withers do it? Yes, he can. Straight on threes down. Leads back to 6. Dibba got it. He is becoming impressively more confident and impressive and skillful every time we see him.
He looks like he's walking on air, doesn't he? Just down that floor quick and get off the ground quick.
On cue. He just ran out of places to go. Couldn't quite find a teammate before he came back to the court.
Good energy though. We spoke about that before. Being able to make plays to the defensive end and look at things in transition. Just need to be able to keep his dribble alive a little bit more on that occasion. But he's got some go about him.
Lamar Patterson re-enters, coach.
Finally.
Dufamar got to where he wanted to go, was able to get it to go. Tough move, real tough.
Both teams have become a little bit stagnant compared to the way they started the game. There was a lot of flow, a lot of movement. Fox tries to tee one up, unsuccessful.
McCarron, great pass, Dets, great cut. And in the end, it was too easy. Leads back to 4. He's out to 11. Middle stages of this second quarter. Digba for 3. Long. Johnson and Franks. Johnson comes up with it. It's a 5-on-4 as Franks picks himself up at the other end. And Withers couldn't take advantage of it. Kadee. In his first 5, he's now 5 of 8.
You still got 2 more. Let it go, son.
Dets, 3. That's good. And that leads back to 1. It was 11. It's back to 1.
Great extra pass too. Came out of the post. Trying to do for my extra pass to Dent in the corner. They're starting to make a game of it. The first team that plays defense in this game has a chance to be able to win. To really stamp their authority on this game, because 47-46 with 3 to go and a half.
That's a lot of points.
Wow.
How likely is it, do you think, we'll see defense in this particular contest?
No, not likely.
Neither team making the playoffs. They're playing for pride, but you're also playing for a contract next year. So I'm trying to impress the coach. I'm doing something that everyone else is not doing.
And the message I try to send to players is people remember what to do last. Yes. It's really important for these guys to finish strong. That's what is in everyone's mind. And sometimes you forget that. as you're going through a season when things get tough, the teams hasn't made the playoffs and sort of limping towards the end, then that's what people will remember when they're evaluating you on your depth charts for your next contract. That's exactly right.
And I mean this in all seriousness when I asked this question, Hammer, because you had a situation this year where playoffs were out of the like, so how hard is it to actually do what you want or you were suggesting these coaches have to do?
Well, it's hard, and you've got to get the players to buy in. You've got to sell it, and you're just trying to get energy. You know, and especially if you're undermanned like we were, you're just trying to get players to believe that you can win that game, but you have to do it against more talented teams by playing with energy. You have to outwork other teams and do things that others probably aren't prepared to be able to do, and you give yourself a chance to be able to win games that people don't think you can.
And both these coaches in this particular team is Patterson. Dean turns down the first one. Patterson doesn't, has to force it. Shot got the spine in the background. Not sure that rim. So both these coaches should be stressing to their teams, and they should believe it, that they can win this game. Dead straight moves. Because they're playing, these are two fairly evenly matched teams, considering how the NBL's gone this year.
And I think in a coach in this situation, you've got to play people that are giving you the energy and doing the things that you want. And the players that aren't, you just got to bench them. And players learn that if I want to play minutes, I can moan all I want, you know, to my mates and to my partner and whatever, but unless you buy in, you're not going to get a chance to be able to finish the season on a high.
That's exactly right.
Kadee, great pass. He finds Ding Dang, he rolls to the bucket. It's Frank, my apologies, he's got 13. Three-point lead for Brisbane. Here's McCarron. Galloway Dribbin, who we haven't seen much of either. Harris. Just went and got it. Just wants it more. Unfortunately, bombed one out that he should have made. Now the Bullets will try and make him pay. Patterson, right at Harris. And that's an offensive foul.
Like a ball and then he's surprised that it's an offensive foul.
He's not surprised. He knows what's happening. He dropped that big shoulder in somebody's chest and expect him
Twice.
to stand there.
Three-point lead. There's a second foul for Patterson. Here's McCarron. Johnson gets deep. Great pass, Harris. Got to where the big man can go to work. We've seen time and time again. He's got 14. Opened the game with 2 straight threes.
He's been solid.
Kadee. It's short.
He's searching though, isn't he? He's searching. He's searching. I mean, too.
Dan takes a little bump. He finishes to the left. He can't. Johnson there again. Adelaide in front. As we get into the last 20 seconds of this first half. Patterson wants to take it right at Daniel Johnson and does it very successfully. 2 ends the first half. McCarron, that'll be late anyway. 3-quarter court heave, but in the end, this is entertaining. Not a great deal of defense as we've touched on, but it's entertaining. Lamar Patterson able to end. He's got 8 in that first 20 minutes. They had an 11-point lead, and they have the lead at the main break. Going to get John Guana shortly. He's going to run down. I think he might be going to get out next up. Tom Digbo, who is downstairs. All right, John, take it away.
Yeah, guys, I've got Tom Digbo with me. Tom, 6 points, 4 rebounds at the half. You're playing with a lot of confidence these days. Where's the confidence coming from? I think from
offense as well.
The challenge now, Copes, is we see
Every night.
CJ Bruton in his first year. James Duncan likewise down the other end. You're ready to go for the second half. Witness, Franks, Drimick, Cadee and Patterson for Brisbane. Withers, McCarron, Johnson, Harris and Detch. For the visiting Adelaide 36ers are away. McCarron guarded by Cadee. Withers. Brisbane have the tradition of actually standing up at the start of the second half as well. All clubs, I think, in the NBL have the tradition of starting at the start of the game until your opposition scores, but they bring the heat in the second half as Drimick. He can't bring the heat himself, and now we'll push through McCarron.
Kanjak is going a little bit. He's got to be a little bit more aggressive. I speak about this every time. I call a game for Adelaide, but I just know what he can do. I know he can score. Sometimes he's probably a little bit too unselfish for him to even, to have 2 points. It's just not enough for him.
How does he make that adjustment, though? He's been playing this game as a pro for a long time now.
When he was a Cairns earlier in his career, it was all about him scoring. He was getting triple doubles. He was a machine. And then when Melbourne United picked him up, he had all these superstars around him, and his job was to be a facilitator. So he was passing the ball. Now he's got to get out of that mind frame right now because he needs to score. I mean, let's be honest. He doesn't have any explosive imports. So if he can pick it up now and be the man, then they'll follow him.
Harris inside the Johnson, who just got deep. And Drimick fouled him. He disagrees. But Daniel Johnson will go to the foul line for 2.
I get the impression that Lamar and Duncan don't really get along. I get the impression. I've seen it. There's a lot of times when early in the first quarter, Duncan will take Lamar out that game. And usually you don't do that with your imports, your superstar imports. I see things that other people don't see.
I feel like that's a little bit like that with Soap.
Really?
I don't know whether I'm reading into it as a fan, on the couch, being able to watch that, but, I sort of admire that from Duncan. He's prepared to come in and make a statement for what he wants to be able to do. No matter who the player is, if you're going to play a certain style, you're going to keep everybody accountable. And the best players want to be coached. They want to take a step to the next level and improve their game and buy in.
You send that message, though. If you can take your superstar out the game straight away, anybody else can get taken out. So, come on, Jason.
Weakness chases it down, but couldn't quite find Drimick. McCarron was up to the task. Brisbane had an 11-point lead in the second quarter. Johnson. Lead stays at 3. As Weakness tries to push. Insert into that starting 5. Maybe a little way to try and get that energy you spoke about, Coach, at the start of the game. Here is Patterson. Withers came over. It ended up almost being a triple team. It was enough to stop Lamar from scoring. That's a great play. Harris finds Daniel Johnson. And James Duncan's had a couple of timeouts in the last couple of rounds, Homer, where he stood, which means our cameras can't get in there, and he's just let rip.
Maybe one of them coming up.
Might well be.
As the intensity get back on defence. And you see Patterson that time, he went in against 3 players, took a shot, got blocked, then turned around and was complaining to the referee whilst they're laying it at the other end. And you look at someone like Harris that we've pumped up all night because he's just had that energy to be able to make really good decisions and play with the energy that I'm sure the Brisbane Bullets have won. It looks like Patterson's out of the game for that reason. You call
And so it should be. I mean, you're our superstar, you're our leader. If you don't want to get back on D, then no one else is. You got to play defense like everybody else.
Jeez. It's been a bit of a rough run here. It is actually a 20-4 run that has turned the game around for Adelaide when Brisbane are in total control.
And let's not take anything away from Adelaide. They're playing good basketball. But if I'm Brisbane and I'm their coach, I'm playing who wants to play. My job's on the line just like your job's on the line. If you don't want to play, come on over here and sit me. I'm going to find 5 guys that will give me maximum effort.
It's like what we spoke about before. You've got to set a standard, you know, when you talk culture and all of these traits and all of the things that, as a new coach, you're trying to be able to bring. Well, you're the one that has to keep people accountable if they don't get it done. Otherwise, it's back on the head coach.
That's right.
5-point lead. Kadee in his first 5. 3-pointers of the night. He's got 9 to get to work here. Digbutt came in, gave great minutes. Continues it here. Nothing but net. Exactly what James Duncan called. He's got 9, leads back to 2.
He's been good. And again, it came from Jason Kadee. Using the pick and roll, there was nothing there. So he got off it quick. He didn't over-dribble it. Got off it, created the assist. And all of a sudden, the Bullets are back to 2.
4 assists on the night for Jason Kadee. Go with his 18 points. Right high low, and Daniel Johnson in perfect position.
They work well together, man. He looks for Daniel Johnson. He's such a willing passer as well.
And it's part of what's built in for their system because they're trying to front DJ. So the natural thing is for Harris to get that energy, get to the free throw line. Does it well. Did it? He sprinted to that spot, automatically knowing he was going to throw it over the top, and he's made some really good decisions.
Kadee. Guarded by Ditch. 4-point hole the Bullets find themselves in. Wigney's got a running start. Couldn't get it over some outstretched arms of the 36er defense. Here is Daniel Johnson. Double team coming. Great pass though, finds Withers for 3 and he knocks it in.
They're playing good basketball now.
And you mentioned Daniel Johnson's passing ability. Get him in the block, make him make the right decisions or allow him to make the right decisions, and that was a good one there.
Go back to it.
King loses it. And his lead at 7. And there's some lackluster intensity from Brisbane right now, which is a concern. McCarron finds Ditch for 3. Wiggins, great bounce pass. Kadee on Harris. Good defense by Harris. Did enough to force Kadee into the miss. He gives away a little frustration bump to Todd Withers.
He grabs another 2.
You're right, Cam. They're the sort of players that we're talking about. You have a look at Harris, get down the court, and he was able to put enough pressure on Kadee, but just didn't fall into the fact that he had to foul him and give one of the better free throw shooters in the league 2 easy ones. He did enough, put him off, and stayed in the game. Good plays, and he won't get a stat for that.
Yeah.
But that'll show up on the video session. Don't worry about that.
And that's why he's gone from not playing a great deal of minutes to starting for this Adelaide team. What a pass. McCarron goes back door and Daniel Johnson finds him right on the button.
Clinic.
Really good read from McCarron. He was about to come off a staggered screen on the other side, but they tried to top block him, so he went back door. Got a little easy one.
Moss needs it. Got it. His first bucket of the night. As McCarron just runs straight over Digbutt. And now McCarron had some advice for the next start. Digbutt trying to chat. McCarron not able to borrow it.
Nothing wrong with a little rumble in the jungle. I like it.
6 the difference. And It was to no avail as Dufemar gets into passing lane, finds Dip who gets fouled. Kadee pleads his case. It'll fall on deaf ears as he'll go to the bench.
They've got some good pieces, that
Third foul.
Like when you look at the foundations that they've got, and obviously DJ's a big part of that, but that bench is a big part of it, Karen. And then you have some pieces like we were talking about Harris, that he plays with some effort. You know, I just think it's the recruiting of the imports that they've got wrong. Right? If you want to take this team, if you add the Sydney Kings imports to this team, they are completely different.
Keeping in mind you got Cam Bairstow and Isaac Humphries, who Isaac barely played, and Cam Bairstow is
They signed next
as
year.
far as injuries concerned. I couldn't tell you that right now, but part of the program this year, which is more penalty conversation. John Guana's courtside. John.
Hey guys, Adelaide's done an awesome job here in this third quarter, really packing the paint and keeping Brisbane from getting out in transition. The Bullets were really struggling in the half court, and then offensively, Adelaide just doing the smart thing. Give the ball to DJ and let him make something happen. He's a mismatch. Brisbane's still playing small. They got Franks guarding DJ. He can do what he wants in the post and take it outside, open up the paint for cutters like McCarron, Harris, and so on.
Absolutely, John.
John Guana courtside. Here's Wigness. Does a breakdown. Dufemar gets all the way to there. Bucket and it somehow rolled out.
See, I think at the other end, though, when you talk about the strengths that DJ's got at one end, as we said, great fouls from Dufemar, that if you're going to have a disadvantage with Franks on DJ at one end, you've got to maximise him at the other. So now he's got the foot speed and the mobility to be able to take DJ to the three-point line and use his shot off pick and pops, or use his rip-throughs against DJ, who's not a great defender of the pick and roll or one-on-one from the three.
Right. Makes sense.
A lot of sense. There's Moss. Digba turned down the three. Tough shot. Franks, though, in the right place at the right time and able to get it to go. And again, on a relatively quietish night for Robert Franks. A double-double. He's got 15 and 8. He's flirting with yet another double-double. So he's the type of guy who fits into a system and gives you what you need.
I like Franks. I think we can try to bring him. You want to try to bring him back.
For sure.
I agree.
For sure.
As we see DJ, impersonating Dirk, from the free throw line with a little one-footer.
Digba takes the bump and it's big two. Referee signals for two. And that's credit to Sam McKinnon as well. You mentioned it before about putting a team together. He's been able to find Vic Law and Robert Franks in successive years.
I mentioned that. Great recruiting.
He did.
Great recruiting. Two quality imports. I mean, two of the top imports in the league. They both can play.
They can keep him.
They can keep it.
They did not. Yeah, you gotta get someone to the club.
Come on, Sammy.
If the money's somewhere else.
Open up that purse, Sammy.
And it comes back to your point. That's where you need to lock Franks in now.
That's right.
Because I don't know what he's like, you know, behind the scenes and what sort of trainer he is or what he's like in the locker room. But as far as what he brings to the league, you can slot other people in around him.
You see Jay Gruden.
Driver, containing, stay in front. We got to do a good job once now, Frank. You got the left hook. And again, now we're wide elbow on the wide. Hey, so on this wide, hey, go here. This guy jumps and go early. This guy, I want him to act like he's going in and coming out. Yeah, this is you. H, this is H. DJ. As he goes down, go to DJ, turn and face DJ. As he comes down, go. Come in, sprint off, slip. This one, at the rim. If you don't have a DJ, DHO. DHO. You look at H, DHO. Good. Now screen for Mo. Mo's going in, coming up, and just flip it down. Don't flip it for you. Good.
9-point lead for CJ Gruden's men.
Obviously, CJ knows.
Dominate his corner.
He's been around. CJ's won 6 championships, so he knows the game. You know, his family is synonymous for basketball in this country, so he knows what he's talking about. He just needs the pieces to make it work.
Took Hammer's job, didn't he? Point guard of the Sydney Kings.
Did he?
Well, we're on top of it.
Oh, wait, you played another 12 years after that, didn't you?
I actually took.
You retired for 3.5 weeks.
Now, you know what I did? I did retire because I'd had enough. And I got brought out of retirement to go to the NBA.
There you
It
go.
only lasted a couple of months before I got cut.
It's all right. You got
Back to
hey,
Europe.
you got the money. Show me the money.
Leads at 9. Here's Dent. Spins on weakness. Tough. Couldn't finish with the left. It's always hard when a player chases down a ball when it's right out of court and then trying to point like it's your bill. Isaiah Moss was desperate and changed his tack for the last second. 14 on the shot clock. 9-point lead for Adelaide. King couldn't get it to go. It's 9-point lead. Dink right on Withers. Sunday Dent's got the hand in.
He's
He's
another one of those guys that have been around for a couple of years, but he's having a better year this year with the Brisbane Bullets. We had him in Sydney. He's on the verge of playing minutes, but when you sign guys, big-time superstars, then you probably didn't get the opportunity that he deserved. Guys,
What's holding him back? Why wasn't he playing for the Kings?
I think, he certainly had the athleticism in practice. He was great. Just younger. I think he wasn't ready yet. And he'd make mistakes, the kind of mistakes that would hurt you in a game. You couldn't put him in the third quarter, fourth quarter, because you're playing a little bit nervous and you make those mistakes. But again, that comes with time, and that's what he's getting this year. And that's probably why he's playing a lot better this year. But he would be a rebounding fool in practice. I mean, and then you put him in the game, he'd get 5 or 6 rebounds. But then there was the smaller mistakes that would hurt him. Sometimes coaches tend to point their finger at younger guys making a mistake rather than a veteran guy making a mistake.
only turnover number 5 there for Adelaide on the night. They've looked after the ball. On cue. Deng couldn't finish there. Withers. Patterson tried to get in the passing lane. In the end, it didn't hurt them. As Mojave King couldn't get it to go. Referee says it's going to stay. 122. You go the other way. Harris picks up his second foul. Eight-point lead for Adelaide into the last 90 seconds. Krebs. Count it. Wow. Great take by the youngster.
He's only played 2 or 3 minutes this game, hasn't he? Great drive.
McCarron picks up his second. Krebs able to break down Mojave King. Help defense. No good. 3 points the old-fashioned way after a nice little friendly rim. That leads 5. King trying to get it going. That's not in.
It's been interesting his couple of years, hasn't it? He came into the league, there was so much hype with Josh Giddey, and
It's comparable to conversations at times.
yeah, and he's got a great body type and didn't quite work out at Cairns. He's looked for another option, but it doesn't seem like he's been able to take that next step forward. At the same time, it doesn't mean that he can't, but it's probably just been a slower development than what we all probably hoped or wanted to be able to see.
I'm sure it's slow for him as well, because you're right, when he came into the league, it was all about him going to the NBA.
Weakness never came to the sort of level of what we're talking about with those guys, but when he came out of the AIS, he came with a whole lot of hype as well about what he was going to be able to do. That's his second air ball. It blows me away when you go through something like the AIS and still haven't fixed your shot. And for him, he's a great athlete as well. He needs to work on his game to be able to make sure that he's a 40% shooter from open threes in the corner. That's what you need to be able to be when you're a role player, because the other aspects of his game, obviously he's a great athlete, can get up and in defensively, can put the ball on the floor and get to the paint as well. But you need to continue to learn the IQ and then how to become a really valuable player around the stars of the team to be able to earn ball time.
He takes a seat.
The other thing out of all that is it just spells how good a league this is.
Absolutely.
Because you think you can come in easy and go, yep, I'm here I am, I'm ready to go. But you're playing against legitimate guys, and so many guys now trying to use this league to get to the NBA and have.
Fits nicely in the exact same conversation as Xavier Cooks and the Boomers and Brian Goorjian we had earlier this afternoon. Depth, not just in this league, but Australians around the country, as Samuel just...
I think there's a little foul in that.
They've done a good job, like you were saying, Coach, of really trying to get him on the block. That was important. And now, still only the fourth team foul.
DJ's so crafty with that ball in his hand. If it's shooting three or if it's on the box.
King. Got it.
That's nice.
It's a nice move by the young man. That wouldn't have counted anyway, but the lead is 5. Mojave King's got 4, the lead is 5. Don't go anywhere. Champion round continues with the fourth quarter from Nissan Arena on the other side of this. Tries to split. The defenders couldn't get it to do. And Frank's has a double-double now, 15 to 10. If they're going to count that as a rebound, if not, he'll probably get it anyway. Withers, 1-on-1 in Krebs. He beat it to the spot. Referee said play on. And Tom Withers is able to get it to go. Krebs goes the other way. But exactly what he wanted, Coach. Here's the first one.
It's a play on.
It is a play on because he wasn't there, so if he's looking for a charge, he's not going to get it. So the only call's probably a block, which he definitely doesn't want. I think the right call was made.
I think if either one was a charge, I thought it was the one on the bullets, but it was on Krebs. The other one was certainly a foul, but I'm happy for that to be a call as well.
So we need to take the flop warning out of the game, because the referees should just let him go. Because if you want to flop,
You disadvantage your own team.
well, you're disadvantaged because the opposition player just scores. It'll take it out of the game organically.
I don't agree.
Really?
Because what ends up happening if you're allowing people to flop, then they flop more often, and then sometimes the referees get put in a position where they're going to call those. So I think we just need to get rid of it because it's bad play.
I don't get me wrong, it's a bad play. I'm not saying we should see flopping. I'm simply saying how do we get it out? Because even though the flop warning is in the game, we're still seeing people flop.
It's way less than what it was. And I agree with what you're saying and the mindset of that, but I think it's got so much better. And again, the more we talk about flopping, the more that people don't want to do it.
You're right. Do you have a flop, Coach?
Never. I took one charge in 17 years. One charge. I wouldn't have put this little skinny body in front of me.
That's all you get stat, is it? You took one charge.
One charge
17
my whole career. One.
No way.
Okay, you look it up.
Who ran over you? Who was it?
I can't remember because I was out. We didn't want to go back.
Maybe Jason said.
I didn't want to take it you.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
I can't believe that's I can't believe he took one charge.
You are a step man. I'm telling you now, I was not going to put my body in there.
Sometimes there's some accidental charges.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Franks turns, faces, scores over McCarron. And Brisbane are back in front. He's got 17, throwing 11 rebounds, another double-double. And the Bullets are back on top as we see the fourth quarter breakdown. 74-73. Momentum has swung straight back to the Brisbane Bullets. They had to come out of this fourth quarter. They came out of their out of halftime into the third quarter, really lethargic. But they've brought this fourth quarter heat. Jason Cadet having a chat before James Duncan takes over. Lead for Brisbane. Don't forget champion round 18 in the NBL to celebrate champion round. Head to champion website tonight or tomorrow. Coach, I know you're calling for his champion once. Sponsored you, but just head to the website.
They were my sponsor. They were good.
25% off your champion order. Enter the code word NBL 25. There you go, champion.com.au. Of course they were good.
I like what Duncan did there. He asked the players, what do you want to run? Because it gets them engaged. When they call their own plays, they know that they got to.
They take ownership. They take ownership of what you want to be able to get done. But I also like the fact that he played Samuel. Hasn't got big stats, but he's made a difference in this game. A little bit the same way Harris did for Adelaide as well. But they're up 8 points in his 9 minutes so far at full time.
John Guanda is courtside. John, take it away.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Tony Samuel. He's not going to jump out at you when you look at the box score, but doing a great job offensively. Look at him and just the energy he's playing with. He's defensively doing a really good job battling inside with Daniel Johnson as well. And Brisbane's tying things up. They're keeping the ball out of DJ's hands.
Oh, that's going to count.
Jason, forget all of that, bro. You're going to take this call and you're going to deal with it.
I sort of understand what Jason's saying, because he didn't shoot the shot. He held that ring to make sure that he didn't have a nasty accident.
That's right. That's right.
But it's illegal to do that because of the up fake. Then Harris threw it up after he touched the ring.
After he touched it.
He's got two.
No, he's got one.
Sorry, he's got one.
He's got shooting. He's got 2 points. He's got 2 points. He does this. 3-point play. Gets it to go. Seven for Harris, who's again been really good for this Adelaide outfit. Samuel, right idea. Just couldn't quite find Cadet in the back cut.
Good look. Nice look.
2-point lead. It was an 11-point lead in the second quarter for Brisbane. Adelaide took control early third quarter.
I'm going right inside the DJ. Just get it inside. Let him touch it. Go through him. Play through him.
He wants it. Samuel was physical, couldn't get it to him. Johnson keeps it alive to the hand of McCarron, who couldn't quite finish it. Big bodies flying everywhere. The Harvey King's like, hang on. But I think the referee said You got him, young fella? Let's have a look.
That's the right call.
We've got ourselves a good one. Don't forget, Perth Wildcats, Melbourne United tomorrow night.
Ooh.
In Perth?
In Perth.
Who you got, Evan?
I'm going Perth. That bird bounced back. I wasn't overly impressed with United last night.
Patterson. Too big. Too strong. We're tied at 76.
Can you?
Both teams have lost 2 games in a row. You probably got to go with the home team. But I know Billy Rickman will have those guys fired up. So let's just hope we get a good game.
Patterson again. Kadee found him. Couldn't finish it on the left.
Now get DJ the ball. Let him touch it.
It's going to be on Samuel.
They need to go early, the Adelaide 36, and because Patterson was on the ground, had a 5-on-4 opportunity, but didn't realise it at the start.
Samuel takes the seat after some really good minutes.
Ready, guys? Here we go.
Ditch. McCarron wants to take on.
Yet he's capable of hitting 7 threes like he did. Hit 2 big ones.
Starters for most of the season, and we've been
Kadee, 7 threes on the night. Been
this last couple of minutes and really take the game by the scruff of the neck and finish strong.
all tied up at 86. Kadee. Goal! 3-pointer number 7, that lead. It's that 3 points. He's got 26.
You call it, coach?
Jeez, man. I told you. This guy's going.
That's what shooters do. You make one, there's another one following.
Harris, that'll be a block. Digba trying to step into it.
Crowd not happy. I thought seeing that one on replay.
And this is why I hate when coaches use their challenge so early in the game.
Yeah. They've already got burgers, haven't they?
They have not.
They haven't?
I don't think so.
I reckon they're well and truly on the way to burgers now.
It wasn't. No, it might have been confused. They might have. Let me just check my
I
stats.
thought they have burgers, but
Doesn't matter anyway.
No, it was in the Tassie Sydney game.
Yeah.
right.
2-point lead. Bullets on top. Here's Lamar Patterson, met by Sunday Dench.
Now, Lamar needs to go to that box because there's no way Sunday, as good a defensive player as Sunday is, he can't go on Lamar in the box.
Block on do for Mike.
Well, I think too, you need to get in and pick and roll with Jason Kadee. The way Jason's shooting the ball and try and get the defense to be able to switch and then get into the block is that next option, and that's the right call.
Yeah. No one wants to take that hit solidly. They put their arm in there and their shoulder in there. I wouldn't either. That's a truck cover. I'm just saying. I know what he's going through.
If you're just joining us, 30 years today, Leonard Copeland made his debut and a plethora of points, and rebounds, and assists, and trash talk, and high-flying dunks. One charge.
One charge throughout my career, not the first day.
I cannot believe it. Then they're going to challenge it.
They don't need to challenge.
No way.
No.
See, even though you say there's 2 minutes to go, you know, you can't take a challenge with you. Don't waste it there because you might need it.
We might have
Minute of the
overtime.
game.
That's right.
And you don't throw a haymaker there with no chance.
Second challenge is unsuccessful. Second foul on number 1. 2 shots to Patterson.
And you lose a timeout.
This time out. That's the wrong. Yeah.
With the technology we got now, the assistant coach is sitting behind, you know, they're watching the replays of it. You got to make decisions real quick. What's your chances? And then you got to, as a head coach, you got to trust your assistant and your players, because the amount of times the players go, yeah, replay. Like, mate, keep yourself.
That's right.
You can buy yourself 10 or 15 seconds talking to the referee while the assistant coach.
Yes.
Nah, CJ, leave it. So there was definitely a miscommunication there because
And then
that wasn't even a 50-50 call.
Well, then you got to have your strategies right too, but you don't feel like you're rushed to make it because you look at the clock, minute 30. You don't understand that's still valuable, this minute 30.
Yeah, right. In fact, you could argue it's almost more valuable in the last minute than it is any other minute in the game.
No doubt.
Lamar Patterson, the benefactor, and misses the second. The lead is 3. 90 seconds to go. Harris, good poise.
Up, young fella.
Young fella's going to get a job next year. That's what's going to happen. Young fella's going to be playing for somebody.
12 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 1 point lead. Kadee. Digby, the next star, wants to take on McCarron.
Now, you don't think he hit him? Problem is,
Got him.
See, that's not getting able to. If they had one to be able to challenge, a good take.
He just threw. The step he has taken in the last, feels like 3 weeks, not just from a basketball player perspective, but his confidence.
well, I think it's because he's getting more minutes.
Yeah,
Obviously.
well, obviously. But he's obviously earned more minutes. I know Sophie going out has given a little bit too, but he's earned minutes to be able to be put in these situations.
And you're right, Ken. Sometimes that starts at practice. Like you see somebody really advancing at practice, you're like, we're going to throw them in. And then because they've trained well, then they start playing well. That's how it all starts. The cycle. He's taken that and played some really good basketball tonight.
3-point lead. He's got 13. McCarron. Daniel Johnson went low and Samuel just wrapped him up.
That's just a
They're in the
veteran.
bonus.
He's a veteran playing against somebody that wants to use their physicality, but DJ is one of the best at being able to tangle you up, particularly when you're in the wrong spot. Exaggerate the contact and get himself to the line like he should.
Some good minutes tonight for that young man. He's fouled out with 5 fouls. Just under 12 minutes tonight.
We have seen some close games over the last 2 days. Some good games.
Yeah. That means playoff time is amongst us. These guys are fighting for livelihood and positions and fans and everything.
1 point lead. You see the shot and game differential at around 17 seconds. Here's Patterson. Kadee, 7 threes on the night, been huge. Digba. Shot clock's down to 3. Lamar's got to get to work. And now, over Dench. Here we go. Shot clock
referee?
It did, but I think the referee was out of court. We'll have to look at it again.
Have Adelaide got timeouts? They lost the timeout with that.
They're going to put 6.7 on the clock.
They mustn't. There's no timeout coming. Good hands by Kennedy.
Oh, maybe actually had the referee not been there, might be able to sneak it back in
Potentially.
It is a big if.
Yep, no timeouts. So they're going to have to go with it. They'll have something, a go-to for this stage of the game. We'd like to see DJ with McCarron with some sort of cross screen here to get DJ straight in the block with the out of bounds. Shooters spread everywhere. Give him an opportunity because he only needs to draw a foul.
That's right. Cribs in for Patterson. 6.7 Sunday Ditch to inbound. McCarron. Harris for the win. No good. Ditch runs it down and with the counter. Down well. It's gone in. It's going to be late.